Mazda MX-5 Miata RF review. As soon as sports car fans discovered the Miata was a fantastic roadster, some started asking for a stylish coupe version. That was probably a couple days after the first Miata hit the street in 1989. I'd argue that the 2017 MX-5 Miata RF answers that call. Coupe, roadster, or targa? The latest version of the Miata isn't technically a coupe, but it works better as one than it does as a roadster. The difference between it and the standard roadster is a power top mechanism that adds 113 pounds to the overall weight and lends an unmistakable beauty to Mazda's two-seater. With the top up, that is. With the top down, the graceful line that flows from the hood, up the windshield, over the roof, and down into the trunk is broken up. It leaves something of an awkward hole in the center of the car, and the overall effect doesn't look as good as the simpler top-down look of the roadster, which features a relatively flat line running the length of the car, broken up only by the rise of the windshield. Putting the top down is a simple process that requires the flip of a switch in 13 seconds of your time. The piece that constitutes the rear pillars and a bar that joins them moves up out of the way, allows the roof piece to come down and stow away, then returns to that same position, turning the Miata RF not into a roadster, but what I would argue is a targa. A targa isn't bad, but it's not as free and open as a full roadster. Those essentially stationary rear pillars block vision to the rear sides pretty severely, so much so that I wish this car came with a backup camera, which it doesn't. That targa bar also creates something of an enclosed feeling that is the antithesis of a convertible. The targa-type roof does, however, provide an aerodynamic structure that the air flows over naturally, making the cabin a bit quieter than the roadsters and allowing easier conversation. And with the top up, the coupe-like metal structure is certainly more soundproof than the cloth top, creating a more isolated experience. Still, the Miata is a loud car by any measure, letting in lots of road noise. High price of entry. Mazda's pricing makes the RF a premium model in the Miata lineup. Depending on the trim level, the RF costs $2,555 or $2,755 more than its roadster counterpart. Not only that, but it's only offered in Club and Grand Touring trims, making the base sport trim exclusive to the roadster. That means buyers must pay a minimum of $32,390 for an RF Club model, or $6,640 more than a base sport roadster. Sure, the top mechanism is cool, but I'd prefer one that's stowed away completely, like Mazda offered for the last generation, and see, Miata. I'd rather not pay more for a power hardtop that takes away from the top-down driving experience. And Mazda didn't need to exacerbate the issue by not offering the base model for the RF. My test vehicle was an RF Grand Touring with a base price of $32,620. Add in the $300 special paint fee for the Soul Red metallic paint, $130 for keyless ignition, and the $835 delivery fee, and the total came to $33,885. That's not astronomical, but it's starting to move away from the bargain pricing that the Miata is known for. Good news otherwise. As far as the rest of the driving experience goes, the Miata RF is a virtual clone of the fantastic Miata Roadster. Sure, it adds 113 pounds to the weight, but without driving them back to back, I detect very little difference. Perhaps the ride is a bit more prone to pounding over bumps, but this car is still a flyweight at 2,445 pounds. It still handles like a dream. It still provides excellent steering feedback. It still leans a little bit more than you might expect, then takes a set and carves a tight line through curves. The 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine still revs easily and gets this pocket joymable going quicker than it seems it should. The tiny little gear lever still shifts with snick precision. Bottom line, this car still brings a smile to your face every time you get behind the wheel. An emotional choice. The choice to buy an RF over a standard Miata Roadster will be purely emotional. If you prefer the top-up coupe-like look of the RF over the Roadster, and can live with the rear vision issue, the extra expense, and the somewhat odd top-down look, I say go for it. And I can't blame you. The sleek lines can be too alluring to resist, and the foul weather protection has its appeal, too. Plus, the driving experience is a blast no matter which version you choose. Just like the Miata Roadster, the Miata RF is a warm muffin basket made just for you and delivered by happy little woodland creatures.